Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another show, another edition of Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, the one and only J Red. And before I begin this video, let me do a couple of things. Let me go live on Instagram real quick. Let me see. All right, we're live on there. Boom. All right, so we're live on Instagram. Also, before I begin this video, make sure that you do me a favor. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button. And also hit the like or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction because we have a heavy discussion tonight. So make sure that you strap up your seatbelts and get ready, buckle up, grab your popcorn because the show is about to be cracking per usual. So shout out to everybody who's going to be joining us. Shout out to my faithfuls, my redheads, Ashley. Shout out to Ashley Carver, Maya. I know you out there. Trio 301, Goat 8106, or Goat 816. Shout out to some of my loyal Reds View viewers who always chime in and comment. So hopefully I see y'all tonight. And if you always frequently comment on here, I'm always going to give you a shout out. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, I need all my people on Facebook. If you watch it right now, hit that share button or hit the like button, but make sure that you're a part of this discussion because, people can join in and talk and, they can view this, but this is specifically for my foundational Black American family, my foundational Black American family, because we have to have a heavy discussion tonight. Now, of course, we're going to talk about some hip hop news and stuff like that, like we do every week. But today, I really want to talk to my Black folks about this whole presidential election that's coming up because I see a lot of misguided people and I have a lot of questions to ask, a lot of straightening we got to get going on. We have to address what's at hand and we need knowledge. We need people that think clearly, that think logically and without emotions, because what I'm about to talk about is going to be big. But first off, let me talk about this tragic incident that happened yesterday, this murder, this casualty. Sonia Massey was murdered by the police in Illinois. I'm not exactly sure what city that was, but it was somewhere in Illinois. I don't think it was Chicago, but an unarmed Black woman who I think is like 35, 30. She was 35 or 36. She was murdered inside of her home. She was unalived. Inside of her home by a white police officer. It was two white police officers there. Now, I'm not going to show the footage. The footage is out there, but if you have been keeping up to date, yes, that took place last night. And simply what happened, she called the police over at her house because I believe someone she thought was intruding in her house or snooping around her house or something like that. She called them over. The police came over, couldn't find anything. They entered in her home. Why they entered in her home, I'm not sure about that. But what ended up happening was she went to her kitchen. They walked to her kitchen because they wanted her to turn off her stove because she had some water boiling. She turned off the stove with the water boiling, and then she carried the water over to them and said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then the police officer said, "You better effing not, or I'm gonna shoot your brains out." Or she said, "I'm gonna shoot you in your effing face." That's what he said. So she said, "I rebuke you." He pulled his gun out. And then that's when she got scared and said, no, never. Well, I forgot what she said. I don't feel like going back and look for the video, but she was just like, no. Like, I can't remember. She said, "I'm just playing," or whatever. But she said, "I'm sorry." That's what it is. She, "No, I'm sorry. So she gets on the ground. And I've seen some videos of slow-mo of her allegedly throwing the water at them. And then he ended up shooting her in the head, direct shot, blood on the floor, and unalived her. Now, of course, that gentleman's name is what is his name? Let me see if I can find it real quick. What is that officer's name? I think it's Sean something. Sean Grayson. Sean Grayson is the officer that shot her. Sean Grayson. And he's been charged with first-degree murder, and I think an assault charge and something else. I forgot, but he is charged. He has been fired. So hopefully justice will be served. But that kind of segues into what we're going to talk about tonight as far as being protected as Black Americans, because tragic things like this, we've seen this happen countless times. That happened to Breonna Taylor. It happened to different people. But stuff like this has to stop. But I think the only way these tragic murders from the police that can that happen, or just tragic murders from anybody towards Black Americans, we need an anti-Black hate crime bill. We need an anti-Black hate crime bill. That's exactly what we need to have these to stop, because he wouldn't have felt that he should have done that if he felt like there were no consequences. Because what people have to remember is, just because he has got fired doesn't mean justice is going to be served. Yeah, he got fired. Yeah, the Illinois police department is calling him out and different things like that, but we never know what'll happen in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Now, from my understanding, I've been reading that Ben Crump has been in contact with them. So hopefully justice is served, but these policemen have to feel like they're threatened. Their freedom is at risk, their lives, opportunities are at risk if that happens. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully justice is served. Again, RIP to Sonya Massey. Whether people feel like she should, you know, I've seen people say she shouldn't have threatened them with the water and everything. This is what I'll say to that, my Black people. She had no, they had no reason to murder that woman. You could have tased her, you could have backed away. That's what people were analyzing and saying. But I saw some people saying she shouldn't have did all that. But anytime like you get pulled over, or you're in a situation where you're being detained by the police, zip it, be quiet, and wait until your court date. Wait to go ahead and get booked into jail. Just take the L for that moment. We'd rather have you have that than to be murdered. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Aunt Sandra. Shout out to my Aunt Sandra. But you are held captive at that point. You're a prisoner at that particular point. You know what I'm saying? So be quiet. Don't threaten. Don't do anything. Wait till you get your attorney. And it's better to be safe than sorry. You know, so I really, really want my Black folks to understand that. I wish she wouldn't have done that, but that shouldn't have happened anyway. But until we get a anti-hate Black hate crime bill, stuff like this is going to continue to happen. But anyway, let me get into the meat and potatoes of what I want to talk about today, because this might be a little lengthy. I need everybody's input. All right. So the question that I have for tonight, now, of course, we know that Joe Biden has dropped out of the presidential election. He has dropped out of the race, the presidential election, and he endorsed Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, right? So my question is, why should Black Americans vote for Kamala Harris? And I might be saying her name mixed up. I say Kamala. That's just not a common name, so I may be getting it mixed up, so forgive me. No disrespect to her. But that's the question for tonight. Why should we as Black Americans, I'm talking specifically to Black Americans, okay? Now, I know that Kamala Harris locked up a whole bunch of Black people. I know that. I know that she was dating Montel Williams. She was one of his side pieces. We know all that. I'm taking all of her past away and looking towards the future. Not all of her past, because I'm gonna hold her accountable to some things, but dealing with her being a president, right? Dealing with her policies, her tangibles, and everything like that. My question is, why should we vote for Kamala Harris as Black people? Because that's the first thing. When I saw that Biden, first of all, I knew Biden wasn't gonna last, because I mean, come on, man, he's old. Looks like he has dementia or something. Something's going on with him, right? He's just not fit to be a president anymore, straight up, right? So a lot of people, this has been predicted since this happened. Like he's been old, but a lot of people felt like he wasn't going to finish his term, and Kamala Harris was going to take the spot. So this has been years in the making. So it wasn't any surprise to me, but when I saw it, I just knew that for one, I don't feel like she'll win. I feel like Trump is going to win. And I am not a Trump supporter at all. I'm not a Trump supporter. And I know people are going to keep thinking that just because I go against the odds. I'm not a Trump supporter at all. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why that's going. I don't know why that had echoed. Hold on a second. Okay, that was my YouTube for my phone. But yeah, I'm not a Trump supporter at all. So let's get that out the way. Let's make that clear. No Trump supporting over here. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not any of that. I'm nonpartisan. I only vote for people who provide tangibles to Black Americans. That's it. If it's in my best interest to vote, that's who I vote for. So let me get that out the way. But since the Kamala Harris thing came up, now she's not officially a presidential candidate yet, from my understanding. And I think Barack Obama hasn't even endorsed her or something like that. I think something has to take place, and then we'll see if she is running. But this is, figuratively speaking, if she is going to be the next Democratic presidential candidate, right? If that does happen, yeah, I agree too, on Sandra. I believe that too. If that does happen, why should we vote for? Because I've been seeing on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. On Twitter, a lot of people are bashing her, right? On Facebook, it's kind of mixed up, right? I'm mainly seeing AKAs, shout out to my aunt, but AKAs, people who went to HBCUs, scared black folks. Let me just keep it real. I see a lot of them trying to support her, but a lot of people don't mess with Kamala Harris like that. And the reason being is because we feel that she cosplays being black in order to get the black vote, to get black attention, to get that black, especially from black women. But then after she gets the black vote, where does she go? That was the main gripe a lot of people had with her 4 years ago, and they have with her now. They saw that she was wearing her chucks, having her hot sauce and the black girl magic. She was showing up to campuses, I believe HBCUs, doing her little, and she did go to an HBCU. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to y'all. Ski. But a lot of people felt like she got ghost on the black community, which she did. So now it's a hey big head situation. Now a lot of people are questioning her and wondering, okay, if I give you my vote, what am I going to get in return? Instead of the fearful shaming tactics. So my question to the black community is, why should we? Right? And I'm taking away all the stuff that she did as far as locking people up, because I see some people are trying to debunk that. Some people are saying she did lock a lot of black folks. I mean, she was a prosecutor. I get some people that are saying like she was just doing her job and all this other stuff. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not even looking at that. That's something important to look at, but I'm looking at right now, right? Because if I don't agree with her and if I don't agree with Trump, if they provide tangibles to me and for me and my people, then they would have my vote. But I don't see anybody providing any tangibles yet, right? So my first thing that I want to get on is stop saying that Kamala Harris is black. Cut it out. Kamala Harris is not black. She's not black. She's half Jamaican. Her father was Jamaican, and her mother is half Indian / Asian. If you notice, when she got elected as vice president, they said the first female vice president of America, first black Indian, or first black Indian, first Asian. They add that in there, right? And we know where we are in America. If you mix, they're gonna call you black anyway. But first of all, she doesn't identify as being a black woman, and that's fine. This isn't any type of ill feelings towards her or anything like that. My only ill feelings is she cosplays being black, pulling out the hot sauce. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you should see the thumbnail. You see her pouring the hot sauce. It seems like she always wanted to blacken it up, the black girl, sister girl thing when she gets around us. And that's fake. That's phony. We ain't going for that. I'd rather you be upfront of who you are than to cosplay being black. Just because she went to a HBCU does not mean that she's black. Just because she graduated from an HBCU does not mean she's black. White people graduate from HBCUs. Mexican people graduate from HBCUs. Hispanic, Asian, people from all over the world attend HBCUs and they graduate. So different race groups. Just because you graduated from there, would you call a white person black because they went to HBCU? Also, she is a member of AKA. That doesn't make her black either. That now, majority of AKAs are Foundation of Black American Women, but there are white AKAs and there are Hispanic AKAs. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I'm a part of the Divine Nine. There are Caucasian people in Kappa Alpha Psi, even though it's a black Greek letter organization. That doesn't make them black. That doesn't give them an extra oomph of being black, all that invited to the barbecue stuff. No, they are Caucasian that just happen to pledge Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. So let's stop that. Stop the whole black girl thing, whatever, right? Now, take that away. And if you agree with her policies and what she's bringing to the table for you as an American citizen, then cool. But don't try to shame us and shame black people into voting for her because she is black. She's not black, and she doesn't identify with being black. Let me ask you this. If you go to a Jamaican, right, and you call them black, are they going to say, yeah, I'm black? Or are they going to say, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican? Jamaicans identify with being Jamaican, which is cool. Now, they're of African descent, just like we're of African descent. Do you call them African? No. But when you come to America, why do they call us, quote unquote, African Americans? That's why I stopped using that term. That term is as old as I am. It came out in the 80s. But we are foundational Black Americans, which is fine. We are our own lineage, own nationality, our own ethnic group. That's just, it is what it is. Now, we have lineage that goes to Africa, but we haven't been to Africa for hundreds of years. We don't even know exactly where we came from. We know where we have, if you do your DNA test, that it can trace back to there. But yeah, we're not that. Haitians, they get black when they come over here, but you'll see Haitians with their Haitian flags and everything like that. So I bring that up to say that woman does not identify with being black. So please, let's stop that. Please, let's stop it. No, it doesn't make her black because she is an AK. Exactly. Thank you, Auntie. It does not make her black. So let's cut that out. All right. Let's talk about policies. For all my logical thinkers, all my people who are not thinking with their emotion, let's talk about that. Because I'm sick of seeing that narrative. Somebody has shared it today talking about it's a shame that black men are going against voting for her because she's a black woman. I'm like, look, bro, I would be fine with you even just saying the woman thing, okay? But don't call her black. That's disrespectful to Black American women that have been oppressed for centuries, are still oppressed. We're the same people. We're men, they're women, but we are all a part of being foundational Black Americans. That is our lineage, and that's disrespectful to call somebody that doesn't identify with that. Now, does she have African lineage? Yes. Everybody has some African lineage or African DNA because that's the motherland. That's where this world comes from, right? But no, she is Jamaican / Indian, Asian, whatever you want to call her. All right. So that's the first thing. We get it out the way. Now, the whole voting thing, right? When we're saying vote, what are we really saying? Because you have people, that's the first thing, they'll come to her defense talking about she's black. So we debunk that, right? Now, the whole voting thing, I've seen a lot of people say that, we should vote because our ancestors died for us to vote. While that is true, they died for us to have the right to vote. They didn't die for us to just vote Democrat or Republican. That doesn't mean that, because if someone says I'm not voting, they say, well, that's another vote that'll go to Trump and whatever. No, that don't mean that. That don't even make sense. I hate that's another thing. Stop saying that. If I say I don't want to vote for either candidate, don't say that that's a vote for Trump. That's like me saying, okay, well, I'm gonna not vote, so that would mean that it'll go to Kamala Harris, right? It just don't make sense logically. But what people really mean to say, if a black person doesn't vote, what are they gonna think? Because if I say, hey, I'm voting for Donald Trump, they're gonna say, no, why are you voting for him? Which one is it? Because you're saying they died for the right to vote. But if I say who I'm voting for what was it? Robert Kennedy, ain't that his name? If I say I'm voting for anybody outside of a Democrat, what are you going to say? Now, as an American citizen, you have the right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. I don't care who you vote for. However, as a Black American, I think Black Americans, we're the only ones that are deprived of resources, that get told like children who to vote for, who not to vote for. But you have different groups like Asians, Hispanics, Indians. They all come together and use voting blocks to get what they want. How come with us, we can't get any tangibles? They just tell us to vote because your ancestors died for you the right to vote, and then that's it. That's it. That really irritates me. Thank you. Yes, sir. Oh, we going there tonight. Shout out to Twan Perkins, one of the dopest producers out. Shout out to him. But yeah, when we say vote, what do you really mean, Black people? What is it? Vote Democrat? Vote blue no matter who? That is dead. That is dead. You see, it's a lot of desperation right now. It's a lot of desperation. And just because somebody speaks out against it, don't mean that they want to vote for Trump. I don't want to vote for Trump at all. Now, if Trump gives me some tangibles, then yeah. If Kamala Harris gives me some tangibles, despite her locking up black men and not being black, I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your sexuality is. That doesn't matter. What matters is what your policies are and what you provide to me as a voter. Gone are the days of me just giving my vote and not getting none back. A lot of black women had got upset with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden last year when they got the vote, but nothing happened. They got your vote and then started giving the money to the Ukraine, giving money, like sending it overseas and giving it to immigrants and migrants and LGBT and all this other stuff. That's where a lot of the money went. And black people had their hands out like, what about us? What about us? And Kamala Harris told you. She told you she wasn't going to do nothing for you, specifically for you. Do I need to pull up that video? Do I need to pull up that video? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Hold on. Y'all give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. Man, I don't feel like doing it. But y'all know what clip I'm talking about. I'm not going to do something that only benefits black people. No. You remember she did that? Remember she said that? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I should have had it already pulled up, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, here we go. This is fair use, by the way. Commercial out the way. Important that people forget about. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. I found it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's that. All right. All right, here it is. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. Let me turn my computer up. All right.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century.
Now you see how she just didn't directly answer the question straight up. She just comes up with a lot of excuses, but let's keep going.
We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and
discrimination. You see, when it comes to us, you get to stuttering, get to fumbling. It's never a direct answer, but she gave a direct answer on this one. That's why I applaud her for it. I just know who she is, but keep watching.
Discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not.
Duh, of course.
And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act.
That's not what we asked you. We asked you about reparations.
People who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at
she said no. Okay.
The reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit black children, black families, black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
There we go.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Okay, let's go back. Hear it again.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
All right, there it is. She told us straight to our faces that she wasn't going to do anything specifically for black Americans, period. We always have to share. If they give a policy, give any policies or give any money, it's going to benefit everybody. And we get the crumbs of it. We have to be included. But when other race groups, when LGBT, when other people get tangibles, it's specifically for them. The anti-Asian crime bill, specifically for Asians. But we can't get it. We got to wait. We as Black people have to wait and have to be included. It has to benefit everybody. That's not specifically for Black folks. And that's the issue. That's why we're not going for it. That's why you hold your vote, because it's powerful when you say my vote is valuable. If you want this vote, then you have to provide something for me, because what happens each time, the Democrats, Republicans, they'll throw something out there and it'd be BS. If you and say like the platinum plan, right? The Republicans say that we got a platinum plan. If you read the fine print, you don't even have to be a lawyer to understand it. They say people of color, minorities, disparaged people, like impoverished communities and stuff. That insinuates Black people, but it's not specifically for us. I say, damn it. We're too old at this point. We built this country and we need to stand on business, Black folks. That's what we need to stand on. She specifically said no. Now, if she was to come out now and say that, hey, I'm going to provide reparations for Black people, acts for Black people, I'm going to give it specifically to Black Americans that's lineages, descendants of slaves. Hey, I'm all for it. But don't just say giving tangibles to Black folks isn't saying, hey, we're going to forgive student loans. That's not every Black person. Every Black person didn't go to college. Giving tax credits to all Americans, that's going to benefit Black people. No. Will it benefit some Black people? Yes, but we want something specifically for us because we have too much shit going on and we're too much at the bottom of the barrel. Too much. You said from the horse's mouth. Exactly, bro. Treasure the time. Shout out to you, brother. I saw that clip too. Yes, that's been floating around everywhere. She specifically said no. So if you're telling me no, why should I give you my vote? Because of Trump? I'm scared of Trump. Black folks, what did we do when Trump was in office last time? What did we do? The same old thing. It don't matter. Listen, I grew up in Mobile, Alabama. I grew up in Tomerville, right? That's a hood area. Not every single part, but from the time that I was young when I was there versus now, the same situation. The same situation, poverty, struggle, limited resources. Any hood in America, it's the same thing, whether Trump is in office or Harris is in office, Republican or Democrat, until we start saying, hey, we want something for this vote. Your vote should be like money. You know what I'm saying? Now, my thing is for the Black folks who say they're going to vote, right? If you come up and say, hey, I'm voting because I believe in Kamala Harris's policies as a Democrat, whatever, I'm cool with that. As long as it's something that benefits you. Now, like I said, I vote for my people and I feel like Black people should do the same. But if you are a Republican or you are a Democrat and you have a solid reason for voting for that person, other than I don't want that person to win, cool. But if you're solely basing it off of I just don't want that other person to win, you're not getting anything. And all the boogeyman tactics, that's out the window. This whole Project 2025 BS that's been floating around, that's a 300-page document that 80% of y'all probably didn't even read. I haven't read all of it. I've seen some stuff float around about it, but the stuff that I've seen float around is already happening. It's already happening. It don't make a difference. It baffles me that you vote for these people and expect something. It's like this to all my men and women out there. Picture this. You meet a girl and y'all talk or whatever, and then you end up having sex with her. Y'all having sex, over 900 pages. Shout out to Maya. Okay, over 900 pages. Whew. I know people didn't read all that, and I'm trying to limit my cussing because I don't want my video to get demonetized or limited monetized. But if you get some good from a girl, you know what I'm saying? You get sex from a girl, and then the next day she's like, okay, do we go together now? You're gonna be like, what? No. That wasn't in the agreement, but we just had sex. Yeah, but why didn't you take me on a date? Why are you asking me about dates? Why are you asking me about relationships? All no, we just had sex. And then I go about my business. That's what the Democrats do every time, because we show up in droves to vote and we don't get nothing in return. So it's basically a girl giving up her kitty cat away. That's basically what it is. And saying, hey, thanks for the sex. Thanks for the sex. Peace. I'm finna go on to somebody else. Give it to somebody else. I'm gonna wipe up somebody else. But thank you for the sex, though. I appreciate it. Now, if the girl is like, hey, I know you want to get in my pants, but look, you're gonna have to take me out on dates. You got to pay some of these bills. You got to babysit my kids. You got to pay my tuition. I don't care what it is. You got to buy some groceries. You got to pay a light bill up in here. If you hold that man accountable instead of giving it up, then he's entitled to do that. Now, it's no contract, but you're getting something out of it and you're holding him accountable for it. So then it's like he feels obligated to do it. But if you just give it up for nothing, which is, okay, yeah, I'm just giving it up because I don't want him to have sex with the other girl. That's what that is, right? I don't want him to have sex with this other girl, so I'm going to just give it up to him, hopefully that he stays with me. And then you give it to him, y'all have sex. It's real good sex too. I'm talking about the sex that'll make you just be begging for more and all that. And then he just be like, oh yeah, last night was fun, but I'm about to go to Tasha's house. What? I thought you liked me. I do love you. I want to have sex with you, but I really like Tasha over there. Matter of fact, me and her have been going on a couple of dates and stuff. I just wanted to have sex with you. I had to get that itch out. Like, I was real horny and I hit you up. That's what that is, black folks. Put that into perspective, because you're going to be America's whore every time for your vote. Straight up. I'm tired of that. I learned my lesson after voting for Obama. I learned my lesson. I'm only voting for tangibles, and it's no scare tactics, because what they're going to do now, the gender wars are about to be heavy. Oh, the gender wars are starting up. We already be in gender wars already, but man, the black man versus the black woman. I'm already seeing people holding black men accountable for not voting for Kamala Harris and all this. No, I'm being a man. Something that you claim that you want. You want these alpha men and all these men to protect you and step up and be like your granddaddies and all this. Your granddad stood on principles. Your great granddad stood on business. I'm being an alpha male and saying, I'm not giving my vote away being a hoe. I'm not doing that. I'm holding someone accountable so me and my family can get some tangibles up in here. That's what I'm doing as a man. So if anybody says I'm not voting for that person because I want something, now, if this is just a bum that don't vote, don't think about politics or whatever, they're like, that's that. But if I'm saying no, neither candidate is providing anything for me. So if I don't, they want my vote so bad, they're going to come to me and be like, well, J. Red, what can we do to get your vote? Really? You ask. Okay, here's a page of stuff right here. The contract with Black America, like that Ice Cube tried to do, and all them coons had shunned him to death. You remember that? He simply came up with a contract for Black America saying, this is what we want, whether Republican, whoever, right? If Donald Trump wins, that's who we should present it to. If Kamala Harris wins, that's who we should present it to. But yeah, man, it's really just, it's draining to see so many educated people too. You got people with PhDs that act like third graders when it comes to political science. Something simple as in not realizing who the lesser of two evils is, that, or going with that narrative. I got to vote for the lesser of two evils. Well, I got to vote for somebody. And if I say I don't vote, why you ain't voting it? I mean, you got to vote for somebody. No, I don't. No. I vote for who provides tangibles. And if you ain't doing that, you a fool. Period. All you AKs, I've been seeing some of y'all on my timeline. Y'all look foolish. As professional Black women like you are, come on, man. The Divine Nine, HBCUs. We are all educated people, but a lot of us look foolish right now. Not standing on business asking for some tangibles from these people. We look foolish and we look afraid. Other race groups look at us and laugh because they like, when have you seen a block of Asians go vote anywhere? I voted a few times and I don't ever see a block of them going to vote like that. Want to know why? Because they only provide vote when it's tangibles involved. They'll pull their money together to support a certain individual and get voting blocks together. to go do something. LGBT too, shout out to them. They'll do the same thing. You see, they always get stuff done. They get money sent to them, funded and all this other stuff. Laws passed because they fund the presidential candidate they want, and then they'll show up and vote. That's called block voting. But black people, we just get told, nah, be scared, be afraid of the boogeyman, Project 2025. Aren't y'all, my question is, black folks, are you tired? Are you tired of not getting stuff? Are you? Because it's the same thing every 4 years. It's a boogeyman tactic that comes up. Last time it was COVID and Donald Trump, the boogeyman. This year, Donald Trump don't look as much of a boogeyman as he did in the past. Now it's Project 2025. Now it's that. You say, I likely won't vote at all this election. Kamala said she wouldn't do anything to benefit black people specifically, and Trump doesn't give a damn. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Twan Perkins. Shout out to him. And that's the importance of holding your vote. It's the importance of holding your vote, right? Because when you do that, you make a statement. Like I said, it's like money. It's like, how much would it cost to get your vote? Because I need it. I'm Donald Trump. I'm Kamala Harris. I need this. But showing up to your church and doing the wobble and putting hot sauce on some catfish nuggets and stuff, that shouldn't be what it is. Because you see what happens, the result each time. They get your vote and then they leave you and don't say anything. See you next election. We're going to need you. They shame you and say your ancestors died for the right to vote and all this BS. No. Are you tired, black folks? Are you tired? Are you really tired? I'm tired. Are you tired? I'm really tired. So hold your votes. Let me see if there's some more notes I had on this, because, man, I'm getting to preaching right now. But, yeah, it's to double back on that. Why do we have to be included with other people's tangibles, other policies? Yeah, we're going to give grants to certain individuals, and the black community will benefit from that. No. Are you tired? Aren't you tired of that? And I've seen videos floating around about trying to debunk who Kamala Harris is. And so, some individuals are just like, y'all didn't watch the whole video. I showed you that whole clip of what she just said. And you tell me if I'm tripping. She told us she wasn't going to do anything specific for us. So why should I vote for it? And I'm not scared of Donald Trump. I'm a foundational black American male. My lineage is the reason that this country is built. I ain't scared of nothing. We can get stuff done. We can raise money. And all y'all who raise money for Kamala Harris, I don't know how true it is or if that was actually Biden's money, but say it is the black community that raised millions of dollars. We can raise millions of dollars for Kamala, right? But can we raise millions of dollars to build our own schools, to have our own businesses, gas stations and stuff? Can we do it? I know we can, because we spend trillions of dollars each year. Why can we do that for someone who cosplays being black out of fear? Maybe we do need fear, black folks, because it seems like that's the way that we get votes out of us. Fear. If Donald Trump is in office, are we going to be that fearful and get on our stuff? Are we going to do that? They are afraid to explicitly articulate anything that exclusively benefits black Americans. That's the truth. Exactly. Treasure the time. Hey, subscribe to the channel if you hadn't done it already, man. Me and you get along real well. But yeah, they are afraid. Black folks are fearful. They are afraid. We are, well, I'm not, but collectively, if someone can come to you and get you to be afraid to do something important, then come on, man. You're a whore. You're a whore in America. And as a black man, I can't bow down to that. It's already hard enough being a black male. My life is at risk every day. Black women as well. As black people. But man, if y'all got to cut this out, bro. Y'all, like, it's too much of that. And all you that shaming tactic ain't gonna work for black men, and pitting black men and women against each other. That ain't gonna work either. That ain't gonna work either. It's a lot of sisters right now that are on code. I've been seeing it all on Twitter, thankfully, because last time it was a lot going on. But COVID is gone. Well, COVID is here, but we're not fearful of COVID like we were and stuff like that. We're back outside now. So Hopefully everybody is thinking logically and not emotionally. Some people we won't be able to save or let register. They, because it's still ignorance out here. That's all it is. It's ignorance. Now, if you choose to vote for Kamala Harris based off of your reasoning is not wanting Trump to win, hey, it is what it is. But don't let it be because of you think she's black and she's for you. AKAs, HBCU alums. Y'all about to ruin homecoming this year with all that nonsense. But anyway, that's my spill on that. I knew that was gonna be linked. That was 40 minutes of straight fire. Man, how we doing on Instagram? Shout out to man, I'm seeing these comments on here. Her Jamaican hairs make her of African descent. Big Maul. I don't know if you watching Jamal, but that don't mean nothing. She has African descent. They really don't need anything. They already know which candidate they want to put it. Oh, yeah, that's true. But yeah, shout out to all my people on Instagram. I wish y'all comments could come through here, but anyway, let me move on, man. All right, so what took place last week? We're gonna get into the hip hop news. J Red had to get that out the way, but hip hop news: Schoolboy Q's concert was canceled in Toronto. I'm sure y'all probably heard about that. Who has heard about that? Yeah, Schoolboy Q, that's member of TDE, good rapper. He had a show in Toronto. Of course, he's in Kendrick Lamar's camp, and he had that show in Toronto, and it got canceled. A lot of people felt like it was because of Drake, and Drake has been kind of insinuating that it was him. So yeah, but my whole thing to that was, it's like, well, what do y'all expect to happen? All right, Kendrick Lamar's beef with Drake is deeply rooted into them not being like us, and it's not specifically talking about Canadians, but it's talking about Drake cosplaying black to be fit into our culture, right? But the block is heavy. I mean, it's hot right now. The block is hot for anybody from TDE to go to Canada, or specifically Toronto, right? And the block is hot for anybody from Drake's camp to come to LA. Now, am I saying that those specific rappers like Kendrick is going to harm Drake or Drake is going to harm Kendrick? No. Are they camps going to even harm each other? Probably not, right? But fans, did you see what happened with Rick Ross when he went to Canada and played Not Like Us? And you see the fans had roughed him up. Those weren't people affiliated with Drake, from my understanding. Those were just fans. So crazed fans may do something, or people that are just from that area will feel, like they're bonded with Drake or bonded with Kendrick, and they might do something crazy. So it's not smart to even go to Canada to do those shows. You got to wait till the stuff die down. That's my answer to that. Now, this is another alleged rumor that's going around that Drake allegedly blocks Not Like Us being played in Houston. Yeah. I don't know if y'all heard about that. I saw that floating around on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. All right. So it says Drake. Hold on, let me go back because this website be going slow. All right, so it says Kendrick Lamar is Not Like Us allegedly banned from select Houston establishments. Allegedly. All right. Let's see where it's at. And these ads really be killing me. All right, it says right here, certain places in Houston have banned Not Like Us from being played in their venue. It says Drake really got Not Like Us banned in Houston. And then this DJ Ari girl, she says, yeah, I done already got in trouble a few times for playing it at some clubs. So, man, if this is true and Drake got that pull in Houston, I mean, that says a lot. Now, some people are, saying, oh, that's weak. I mean, that just shows that it's really hurting them. And I refuse to believe everywhere in Houston. Drake ain't got that much pull to where everywhere in Houston is like that. But I mean, Jay Prince is from Texas, Houston, Texas. So it could be a thing to where certain venues can't play. And I don't believe that DJ is lying, by the way. I don't believe she's lying. Houston is like one of Drake's main hubs when he comes to America. I know Memphis, Houston. So, that is petty. But I mean, if the man has pull like that, it is what it is. But that don't stop it from going number one. To me, that makes you look, it makes you look weak, like it's affecting you. But if it wasn't affecting you, I wouldn't care where it's played. It is what it is. But I can only imagine how I would feel. Because look, in Canada, they're playing it everywhere. I wish I would have had that clip of what's his name? Skills, the rapper Skills. He said he was in Canada and everybody and their mama was playing. He was in Toronto and the news station, and he heard people playing out their cars and in the mall, and he was like, damn, why are y'all playing Not Like Us here in Drake country? What's going on? You can't deny that song's capacity. You can't deny how massive it is. It is what it is at this point. But you know, I know Drake feels it. I know it hits him right here. It sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. You said it won't be even between Drake and Kendrick until someone makes a video game out of one of Drake's diss songs. Somebody did actually. It's called Family Matters, and it has a thing where Kendrick is going like this. You know the part in Family Matters where he said, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. They got you throwing Grammys in Kendrick's mouth. You know, because they trying to get back, whoever it was trying to get back at Kendrick's video game that went viral. It's stupid to me because I'm like, you should have developed that even, you know, beforehand, but it is what it is with that. Now, this is another thing I want to talk about with Drake. Is Drake trolling Kendrick by using Tupac again? Is Drake trolling Kendrick by using Tupac again? Because man, let me show y'all something. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. All right, so I was looking at this on Twitter and stuff, right? And you'll be seeing this in the thumbnail, but Drake, you see this right here. It says Drake trolls Kendrick Lamar with Tupac shirt during feud. Now, right here, you see Drake kind of looking a little moist. The way he's positioned, got some baggy pants on with a Tupac shirt. Now, also allegedly, Drake bought the vehicle that Tupac got shot in. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but allegedly Drake purchased. He put a 1996 black Mercedes Benz in his stories. And if you're gonna watch this, you'll see this in the thumbnail. But I don't know if it was up for auction or whatever. But allegedly he purchased that. So why is Drake continuing to play this game? Why are you making it that hot on yourself, Drake, to still disrespect Tupac? Now, I thought, honestly, it was clever when he used the AI Tupac and Snoop to diss Kendrick, but the West Coast didn't take that liking, you know, too well. They didn't like that at all. And you're continuing to troll Kendrick by using Tupac. Now, Tupac is highly respected, Drake, and you're in a bad position to actually do that. And my question is why? Now, I can understand why you want to get at Kendrick because it's really nothing else you can do. This ain't the way to do it because you're making it worse for yourself because you already did the AI thing that didn't go over. So why would you continue to want to do that? Because it's people out there that will be ignorant and try to take their anger out on you for disrespecting Pac. You got a whole song out right now that's saying you think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac. You know what I'm saying? So why would you do it? You trolling and buying, like that's disrespectful, man. Like you're purchasing that to get at somebody. What are you gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not sure if Drake was a Tupac fan or whatever the case. Everybody should have been, but you're wearing the man's shirt, which is fine, but you're doing that to get at somebody after you've lost the battle. You've tapped out. It is what it is. And everybody, all his fans, every time they just try to say, yeah, Drake, he moved on. He's gonna make hits. Where are the hits at? Where's him supposed to be taking the summer over? Remember all that? You know, now I'm not again. I want Drake to get back in the studio, make some music, but this ain't it. This ain't it at all. So why you got to do all this, Drizzy? Why? What point does this prove? Shout out to Crystal. You said Harris can take her games to King Charles and leave everyone out of it because we ain't got no security like Agent Hunter. Shout out to Crystal. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. And the whole white husband thing, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, speaking about Drake, it's like that trolling. Drake just hadn't learned his lesson, man. Like, and I don't know how far this will go, but this ain't it. This ain't it. Purchasing Tupac's now one thing to purchase his ring, but the car, and this is all allegedly, the car that he got shot in, because he didn't die in the car, but the car that he got shot in, man, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. And you're making it worse on yourself. You're making it worse, Drake. You're making it worse. So We'll see what it is. Now, let me go and make this special announcement real quick. Jay Red, that's right, yours truly is a ring announcer. What? A ring announcer? Yeah. I'm a ring announcer. Let me take a short commercial break to show you what transpired this weekend. I told you I was alluding to it, but this is where it is. This is an official announcement in case whoever has not followed me on social media or has not subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm showing you right now my first night as a ring announcer for Southern States Pro Wrestling. Check this out. So this your guy Jay Red. Just did one of my dream jobs. I hosted tonight. I was a ring announcer tonight at a wrestling event. Wrestling is my passion. You already know I've been a fan since I was a little boy, so this is a dream come true. More to come. Jay Red. Add ring announcer to my resume. All right? Check me out.
Introducing Dallas. We'll face Kingway in the main event for tonight. So if you're ready like I'm ready, we're ready to get this thing started. Make some noise one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Dynamite Soul Aaron. Now the rules are the same.
This was funny.
You forgot the one thing. I am the only professional wrestler in history to have competed on all 7 continents. Your reigning 2-time All-American World Champion, Mr. Dynamite Soul, Eric the World Lost.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna play all of it, but yeah, that's the basis of it. Yeah, man. So your boy, I'm ring announcing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's wrestling has always been something I wanted to be a part of. When I was younger, I wanted to be a wrestler, but yeah, nah. If you saw me wrestling, I would never do it full time. You might see me in the ring doing a gimmick match or something like that, right? But you know, I might hit an RKO on somebody, you know what I'm saying? But nah. Ring announcing, doing interviews, commentary, that's gonna be the goal, and it's only gonna go up from here because I got some more, and I'm still trying to sharpen up my skills on it. So this is a new journey that I'm embarking on. And I want all of y'all who are in the city of Atlanta to be a part of it. If you're in Georgia, you like wrestling, come and check me out, man. Southern States Pro. I'll let you know the next event that I'm going to be doing my ring announcing. So shout out to that. I'm excited about it. Are y'all excited that Jay Red is a ring announcer now? I'm branding, right? Red's View, rap music, the YouTube, I already said that. Red's View. So that's podcasting. Got that covered, right? Media. Then we got rap music. Got that covered. Acting, filmmaking, right? Now ring announcing. Oh, it's only going to go up from here. It's only going to go up from here. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you, Crystal. And South Carolina. I want to make it there, man. I want to make it over there. My goal is to make it to different promotions and travel around the world doing this. It could take me far. So we're going to see how it goes. All right, let me move on to our guy, Big Sean. Now, Big Sean allegedly dissed Kendrick Lamar. What'd you say? You said we already did this in ATL in the 80s and agencies know. All right. So yeah, Big Sean put out a song. Oh, no, he didn't put out a song. He put out a freestyle last week. And some people felt like he was taking shots at Kendrick Lamar. Now, I advise him not to do that. And he said that he didn't, but let me show you what the bars are that he said. Hold on a second. So right here, it says, ninjas looking for engagement like they got their knee bent. I got better things to do than find someone to beef with. He rapped over the If Your Girl Only Knew beat that Timbaland did. But then like an hour or two later, DJ Head, and you know he's the DJ from the West Coast, he said, I talked to Sean. The bar was, I got better things to do than find someone to beef with, and it was not for K-Dot. Bar was directed at a different Gemini. Now, some people are assuming that it was Kanye West that he was talking about, because him and Kanye West have been having an issue going on for some time now. And some people feel like it was them, but it was crazy because when Kanye's fans got wind of that, his album got leaked. Big Sean's album had got leaked, and they said it was somebody from Kanye's camp. So I don't know how true that is, but if Big Sean was going at Kendrick, how do y'all think that would end up? Do you think that Big Sean will be able to go toe to toe with Kendrick Lamar in a battle? Do you think he wants the smoke with him? Do you think? The question itself is stupid, and you rap music for brains, idiots can, shut the F up. Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. Sure, it is what it is. But do you think, in figuratively speaking, would you want to see that battle? Who do you think will win? I would say this. He don't want no smoke with Kendrick. Kendrick is a different beast. He's a different beast. That's my opinion. And I was proven to be right when Drake went at Kendrick. So it is, or Kendrick went at Drake, and then Drake effed around and found out. But yeah, that'd be crazy. But he's saying he got better thing. If Big Sean said, because I think he said he didn't do it, that wasn't aimed at Kendrick. If it wasn't, cool, it is what it is. But if it was aimed at Kendrick, stand on it. Stand on it. Don't allude to it and then shy away from it. Now, somebody else I want to talk about is Lupe Fiasco. What's Lupe's issue with Kendrick Lamar? What is Lupe Fiasco's issue with Kendrick Lamar? Now, what are you talking about, J Red? What on earth are you talking about? Well, redheads, if you haven't noticed, Lupe has been kind of like, it feels like getting at Kendrick. Now, recently, Lupe, let me see. Hold on a second. Which one was that? I'm trying to pick the right article because it's going to take me where I need to go. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if this is okay. Yeah. So Lupe appeared on a space with Joe Budden, and he was basically saying that in order to say who or what could be in the culture of hip hop, if you're kicking somebody out of the culture, then you should be able to have like a PhD or something like that. Let me see if I play this, if this talks about, hold on a second. This was the space that he was in with Joe Budden.
To our room of negative.
Oh no, that's 5 minutes. I gotta find that clip. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Let me see if I still got that on here. Okay, so it's double XL, man. Let me go to the other one. Give me a second. So it says right here, Lupe Fiasco clears up speculation he was talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar in a conversation about hip hop gatekeepers. All right. So let me go to the clip because I found it down here somewhere. Forgive me for not having it up. Every time I go to this double XL site, the way they had their site set up, all these ads and stuff like that, man, I'm just trying to find the clip. Do they have the clip on here? Give me just a second. Do they have that clip? Is this it? Okay, no, this is it. This is it. All right, so everybody listen to this. This is fair use, by the way. Is it taking me to Twitter? Okay, all right. Listen to this. Hold on. Is it? Hold on, y'all. I don't know if this is sharing. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me stop sharing there, and then let me pull it up on this screen because I don't think y'all can hear that. All right. This is Lupe right here. I finally got it. Here we go. Listen to this.
I think that for the people who, if you want to start choosing who's, again, if you want, follow me, people, please. If you want to start choosing who's in and who's out, a process which I don't agree with, and I think is bullshit. If you want to do that, then you should have a degree. You should have a PhD in hip hop.
And I don't know what he means by that, having a PhD, because hip hop isn't an education realm to where you could get that. But anyway,
if you ain't got that, then I don't think that you're qualified to and have the right to speak on behalf of hip hop. right? Just you were rapping, you sold a bunch of records. I still don't think I think at this point, and to the point that it's to the point now where it's visceral, and it's to the point now where people are making decisions on it, and it's hurting people and it's building up other people, that it shouldn't just be based on some nigga at a podcast.
Okay.
They the out group, but they selling more records than you and selling more tour dates than you.
All right.
They the out group.
Now, Lupe himself said that he wasn't talking about Drake and talking about Kendrick. That's what he said. I don't feel like reading every he said, I never said that. We're not talking about any artist in particular at all during the part. People who did not listen to the entire conversation took that part only and ran with it and reposted as if I was talking about Drake and K-Dot. Now, this is the thing. This is what I'm gonna chime in on. Do I think that he was talking about, I'm going by his word, right? But it does seem that Lupe throws shots at Kendrick. If you remember when this beef was starting, Lupe had said that Drake was a better rapper than Kendrick, and he said a couple of slick things about Kendrick. And it feels like he has an issue with him, but he did go on record and say, look, I have no problem with K-Dot. I think he's talented. I'm paraphrasing what he said. But does he really want the smoke? Now, some people have said this. I've seen some people have conversations about this. Excuse me. They said that they feel like Lupe wishes he was in the place where Kendrick was, or Lupe was supposed to be what Kendrick Lamar is. I've heard people say that. Hold on. Let me see if that's an Amazon. I think that may be Amazon. But anyway, I've heard people say that. I've heard people say that Lupe wishes that he was supposed to be where Kendrick is, because you know he's a conscious rapper that can make hits, but he never had that peak like Kendrick had, or those notable albums that were regarded as classics forever and all this other stuff. So a lot of people feel like he envies Kendrick. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case, but I do find it odd that he always kind of nabs at Kendrick a little bit. Like, it just feels like it, because, you know, some people will kind of allude to something but not stand on it. So that's my only issue that I be having with Lupe. Like, my whole thing is, don't sneak diss or sneak talk about somebody. If you have an issue with them, go ahead and lay it out. It's been too many instances to where Lupe has done this. So it's like, what's the deal, bro? What's the deal? Now, who I think will win in the battle, that'll be interesting. That will be interesting. I'm not going to say Kendrick is going to smoke him, because Lupe is a skilled rapper, is a talented rapper. That would be a good lyrical exercise. I love to see that. I don't know. I think he would be a better fit than Big Sean going at Kendrick. So we'll have to check that out. But y'all let me know in the comments what you feel about that. Do you feel that Lupe Fiasco is really envious of Kendrick Lamar? Do you think that? Because like I said, I find it odd. He always feels like he's kind of throwing shots at him, but then throwing rocks and kind of hiding his hands. And like he said, I didn't hear that full convo, but I don't know if, you know, I would have to hear it to see what he's talking about, because I don't take stuff for face value. I like to listen and understand, because I don't want people doing that to me. I hate when people hear one of my clips and think that I just talk. I try to make it to where you will want to be intrigued to listen to what I talked about, right? I hate when people get excerpts and put it out there and say, oh, J Red said this, or this person said that. Like, no, you got to listen to the whole conversation. You got to listen to the whole conversation. And the last thing that I want to cover is your boy Breezy is in the news again. Now, Chris Brown is sued for $50 million over claims of brutal, violent assault of 4 concert goers after Fort Worth show. Man. So it says, what was it? He's been sued for 50 million, brutal assault. The lawsuit obtained by people claims that Brown and Conway, Hood, and and what was allegedly an unprovoked attack backstage at the show. He said, this is Texas. The people here don't care how important or famous you think you are. You have an obligation to follow the laws and conduct yourself in an appropriate way. Unprovoked violence can't and won't be tolerated. We intend to seek all damages, blah, 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 blah. All right, so we'll just have to see, man. But Breezy stays. Breezy's going to stay in some stuff. He's going to stay in some stuff. My bad. I ain't even share that with y'all. I'm tripping. I should have shared the article. But look it up if you can. I got some more furniture to put together, because I think that was Amazon. I got a new bar or whatever that I got to put together. So Man, got a big housewarming coming this weekend. But yeah, man, that's been today's edition of Res View. Hopefully you all enjoyed it on Facebook, on Instagram. Hopefully I enlightened you on a lot of stuff. We had a great discussion. Crystal, what'd you say? So you promoting voting with this and agencies can't contact people? Why? Honestly, look, I don't know what you talk about. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. But subscribe to the channel. Salute to you. Hopefully you can go and catch the replay of this. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to the replay game, because I know y'all gonna go back and watch this. And shout out to all the new subscribers as well. It's been numerous new subscribers that have subscribed to the channel, and I really appreciate that. All the comments, all the feedback, all the shares, all the likes, all the dislikes. It is all in good faith, I hope. What are you having a conversation with yourself? You said you do because it's documented. Okay. All right, Crystal. But anyway, if you're on Facebook, make sure you hit that share button. Hopefully I've enlightened you and we do better as Black people, Black Americans in the community. And we'll see what this turned out to be. But I had to get this video out. I had to talk about this and address this because I see it every year and I'm quite tired of it. All right. But thank you, everybody, for the support. If you haven't already, follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D, at JAYR3D. In Atlanta this week, Thursday, I will be at the Thompson Hotel for the night hour. So make sure that you come check me out. The Thompson Hotel, I'll be there from 5 to 9. Then I will be at the Gateway Hotel by the airport. By Atlanta International Airport, Hartsfield Jackson Airport. I'll be there from 7 to 9. And then Saturday, I got my housewarming. And then I'll let y'all know about the next wrestling event. But got a lot of stuff coming up. I'll be booked and busy. Hopefully you do as well. But shout out to everybody. Hopefully you had a real good time. You said I loved it. As always, subscribe. Yes, subscribe to the channel. Get those views up. We've been doing great with the numbers, especially on social media. Love it, man. But anyway, you see, there wasn't evidence that for I don't know what you I got a spammer or something like that. But anyway, shout out to you, Maya. Order you a shirt, Maya. Get that shirt. I sent it to Ashley. Ashley, I know you got yours, but if you haven't got your Res View shirt, go ahead and get it. DM me and I'll make sure I get sent to you. But anyway, this is J Red, Res View. Subscribe. I'm out.